man whose birthday it was yesterday for providing us with our spanking new voice, which will hopefully work. I think it will. Enjoy.
And now, that's news to me.
Hey! I hope it worked. But he sent me his voice, and I super appreciate it. You got news? What do you got news about, Edge? What you got news about, son? Word salad management. I hope it's super rude. There's the first one I'm real excited about. I do have to say, like, I'm real freaking stoked about the first one. The rest are like, there's some that are weirder than others. But this one, I'm like, this is primo. So, I'll spill the beans if you don't cover it. I won't cover it. I will allow it to simply just be. Wait, what? Why isn't it? What? Why aren't you appearing? Hello? Hello? It's fine. If it wasn't for things being terrible, how would we know that we were in my stream? Wait, I've got an idea. Are none of these gonna work? Are all of these broken? Why did they break? Everything is broken! What is this, Wolson? I don't understand. What is happening? I got all of this ready yesterday, and I was so happy with myself. I was like, look at me go! I got all of it ready, and then none of it is working. There we go. We'll just do it slowly. Earthquake, how are you, dear? I hope you're having a good day. Welcome to the Everything is Broken, and where the news is made up and the points don't matter. Alright, we'll slowly get it back together. I started on a project that was apparently not that big, that I started doing the pre-project on, then he had calculated, but I hadn't got any memo on how big it was going to be because the calculation was given in person, so there's no written info on it. Oh, I hate when that happens. Yeah, Cheddarman's our special announcer man voice. Technical Stag said streaming in 2020, that's the main reason I never came back. You know, a lot of people are dropping like flies. I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting until the only two people on Twitch are me and Man vs. Game. And then that way, you know, he'll still be above me, but I'll be close. That's my plan. It's just basically wait until Twitch is a deserted wasteland where only you can watch me. When I'm the last person left, last woman standing, then you can all just settle in and I'll become a Twitch partner. Hot dogs are mostly the floor scrapings from other mates. It becomes chorizo. I don't need to know that because I'll just eat hot dogs. I just want to live in blissful ignorance of hot dogs because they're very good but terrible at the same time. Because then at least they were scraped off the floor by a rabbi. Alright, are we ready for this? A woman claims man kidnapped her, forced her to watch Roots to understand her racism. So police in Cedar Rapids, Iowa arrested a man after he allegedly kidnapped a woman and forced her to watch Roots, a 1977 TV miniseries about slavery in the United States. Cedar Rapids newspaper The Gazette reports Robert Lee Noy, 52, was arrested Monday. A criminal complaint stated Noy forced the victim to watch the show, which is a 9-hour historical miniseries about slavery in the U.S., through the post-Civil War era so she could better understand her racism. The complaint also stated the suspect told the victim he would kill her and spread her body parts across Interstate 380 on the way to Chicago if she did not sit and watch the entire show. The Gazette reports Noy is charged with first-degree harassment and false imprisonment. And this was on Wave 3 News on February 17th, 2020. Reading Rainbow or TNG? My body can fly twice as high reading Rainbow. When it's down to just the two of you. That is exactly what it's going to be. It's going to just be me and Man versus Game, and then they're going to be like, JK, and they're just going to wipe it. And it's just going to be like, I waited so long. So, if you wanted someone to understand being white, do you just tie them up and make them watch The Office? So he threatened to dismember her body if she didn't watch the whole thing, which is a tactic I'll be using to get some of my friends to actually watch things that I recommend. Was it false imprisonment if she was really super racist? Maybe. Do you think I would think that there were other things that could make her watch as well? Like after the 9-hour miniseries, could they watch other things? Could he just expand her oeuvre entirely? And I read this at first and I was like, no way. Oh, is this the Roots guy? It is the Roots guy, grumpy old man. Did you hear about it? I finished BoJack and now I understand depression. I already understood depression, but I haven't finished BoJack. I'm 3 episodes away and I'm so freaking excited, but I'm also scared because I've been already crying a lot, Plizzle, and I feel like the end is gonna break me. Did it break you? She escaped before season 2 of Dear White People. So first degree harassment is also how I describe minor inconveniences, but I guess the police also didn't like Roots. I think that, you know, what he was doing was he was tying her up so that they could get down to the roots of it. And then I also read that she'll be prepped to do crossword puzzle clues. But that I was like, I don't know if anyone's going to get that. I used to do crossword puzzles all the time when I was 13. And Alex Haley is always a crossword puzzle clue thing if you do the New York Times. Just FYI. Like, if it's like Roots actor, always Alex Haley. I don't know, seems like that guy isn't any worse than any guy who makes you watch Mad Men. Look, listen. The first, couple seasons of Mad Men aren't too bad. I really want the gold pin that Joan has. Can I just get that? Scouter, what up, dude? How are you? I hope you're doing well. Stranley, what up, man? I hope you're doing well. Welcome, welcome. I've got to now re-download my images as I go along because I'm a professional. Just FYI. That's what's happening when I pause awkwardly and make small talk. I have to be like, look, this is all part of the plan. This is all part of the grand plan, grand scheme. Is that one already there? Is the monkey one already in? It's just everyone else is broken? It doesn't matter. It's fine. Everything's fine. Did you see his mugshot? It was the ultimate yuppie. He was so smug in his mugshot, Grumpy. He was just like, yeah, I did that. I'm real proud of it. Like, he was really good. Sapphira said I was in a very weird mood afterward. I have been in a very weird mood the entire 6th season of BoJack. I've been very distressed, and I've been taking it in pieces because I can't watch the whole thing in a row because I feel like I'm going to just break. Like, I can't do it. It's so good. Like, BoJack Horseman is just an amazing series, and if you haven't watched it, you should. If you're really, if you can't handle depression, though, or, sad things, I would recommend straying away from it. If, you're super sensitive about certain topics, like drugs and alcohol abuse and family abuse, probably don't. That's not going to be your cup of tea. But if you can deal with that kind of stuff, it's well worth the time. I love that show. It's one of my favorite shows of all time already. Mad Men is great. I actually really like Mad Men. The ending's shit. Just like Dexter. Dexter was a shit show. It was so good until the end. Naked and afraid for anyone seeing it. Make large talk. Exactly. I also feel like that guy missed an opportunity to whip her until she What? I watched a small clip of it and it didn't seem particularly funny. It's not, well, okay. I feel like this is a common problem. It's really pretty funny in spots, but it's not like you have to. It's a slog, and if you watch the first few episodes, it definitely takes a little bit to get started. All right, thousands brave chilly weather on Saturday to gather at the annual Naked Festival in Okayama Prefecture in the southern part of Japan's Honshu Island. The event, called Hidaka Matsuri in Japanese, is a wild and raucous festival held every year on the 3rd Saturday of February at the Saidachi Kannonin Temple, about a 30-minute train ride from Okayama City. But the 10,000 or so male participants aren't as naked as the festival's name suggests. They sport a minimal amount of clothing, including white socks called tabi. The festival, which celebrates the blessings of a bountiful harvest, prosperity, and fertility, starts at around 3:20 p.m. local time with a separate event for young boys, aimed at fostering interest in younger generations. We hope that they will be able to keep the tradition alive in the future, a spokeswoman from the Okayama Tourist Board told the CNN Travel. In the evening, the men spend an hour or two running around the temple grounds in preparation and purify themselves with freezing cold water before cramming themselves into the main temple building. When the lights go out at about 10 p.m., a priest throws 100 bundles of twigs and 2 lucky 20-centimeter long shinji sticks into the crowd from a window 4 meters above, and that's when the commotion begins. The 10,000 or so men, packed in like sardines, jostle with each other to get hold of one of the bundles of 2 sticks. Whoever succeeds is guaranteed a year of good fortune, according to legend. The Shinji are more sought after than the less coveted twigs, which can be taken home. The whole event lasts around 30 minutes and participants emerge with a few cuts, bruises, and sprained joints. This happened on February 17th as well. There's a scene where the character is being whipped and told his name is Toby, so he gets beat until he... Oh yeah, I remember that. It's been so long since I watched Roots. I watched it when I was pretty young, actually. So I don't remember a lot about it. But yeah. King Kunti, yeah, I remember that. I remember that whole thing now. It's like Roots, I was so young and I don't recall it. I remember watching it because I liked crossword puzzles so much and I wanted to see what it was about. But I think I was just too young to understand what was happening completely. I should probably rewatch it. It's one of those things. I also have so many things that are escaping from my memory. I remember I was looking at a book recently and I was like, I've read that book. But I didn't remember shit about that book. I was actually in Artful Badger's Harry Potter book club. And I was talking to Tippy, who I used to run a book club with. And she mentioned one of the books, and I was like, I don't even recall reading that. And I know we read it. Like, I think that I don't have memories anymore. Like, I'm like, what? I don't remember things. I'm like living in a constant state of now, but yet I still have anxiety. How is that fair? They also marched on the street with a red large. I watched Schindler's List because I'm such a big fan of Sudoku. Like, listen, I'm sorry. It was a thing. I was a child. I did crossword puzzles, and Roots was always on the crossword puzzles. I also read a Maeve Binchy novel as a child because I wanted to know why she was in crossword puzzles, okay? Like, it's a thing. I watched and read a lot of weird stuff that probably was not age appropriate because I love crossword puzzles. Some weirdo's gonna kidnap you and force you to watch it. I've doomed myself. Yeah, LeVar Burton was in Roots. That's the thing I remember the most because I knew who LeVar Burton was from Reading Rainbow. She was homeschooled. I was homeschooled. I am a weirdo. Like, I didn't know if you knew that, but I was homeschooled. I'm actually a fucking weirdo that doesn't have a normal childhood. Sorry, lying. You know what was the ish? Wishbone. Wishbone was my motherfucking jam. I would write a thesis on just Wishbone. I would go back to get a PhD degree in Wishbone. That's what I would do. I am so out of it today. I should have not done weird news because now we're getting all over the place. Anyway, we gotta reroute. Okay, so the separate event for young boys is probably a good idea considering nobody wants to end up on a list, but as chilly as it was probably difficult to tell the men from the boys, am I right? I loved Wishbone. Everybody loved Wishbone. I've never met a single person that hated Wishbone. You either just haven't seen Wishbone or you love Wishbone. I enjoyed crosswords until all the daily puzzles started getting repetitive. The daily puzzles are terrible once you get the hang of crosswords. You have to wait until, like, the weekend ones. Now, I don't like the New York Times crossword puzzle that much. And I will tell you why, because I think their themes are bullshit. I think Will Schwartz is a bleep. I think he's a smug bastard sometimes. Like, I like him, and I think he's amazing, and I love some of his stuff, and I watched, like, a movie about him. It was a whole thing. But also, it's like, there was a puzzle where you would literally have to use crayons. Really? Fuck off with that shit. Like, it's a crossword puzzle. Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego? Is also... they're not exclusive, Grumpy. Like, they're not exclusive. You can like Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego and also love Wishbone. Like, that's a thing that you can do. Like, I also love Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego. Do you know that one of my favorite games as a child was Mavis Beacon Teaches Typing? That's a legitimate thing. Like, I would play that all the time on my computer. Like, that, because I'm a fucking loser. That's what I am. Earthquake, bye. I adore you. I hope you have a great night. Math Blasters was so much fun. Oh my god. Math Blasters was amazing. So anyway, with these festivals, at least you don't have to worry about a dress code. And also, I think that they make you wear white socks because that way, naked men in socks, nobody gets a boner. That's that was my commentary about this. But now we're talking about Math Blast. I feel like, you know what? We're gonna call it short. You know what? We're saving the man who poops outdoors for 45 years. We're saving him. We're saving him for the next weird news. Because I'm distracted today. We're just gonna have a regular day. We're gonna save the man who poops outdoors for our next weird news. And that was weird news.